Okay, so the last part of this first assignment is going to be creating sheets. So we're going to look at how to do that, and then we're going to go ahead and just print these sheets as a PDF and submit them on Canvas. So if you see down here on the bottom left, we've got this sheet view. So if we right click and go to new sheet, you may see a few of these, but if you don't see any of these, just go ahead and go to load. And then we're going to go down to title blocks. And then just make sure you've got, we're going to use really kind of two throughout this class. But go ahead and just make sure you've got this 11 by 17 one. So double click here. Whoops, I have a duplicate, so go ahead and hit OK. And this, now you'll see on the bottom left again, we've got the sheets. Go ahead and blow this up or hit the plus. So we've got the sheet. So I created one by accident, so I'm going to name this, actually, if you go to right click and you can go to rename. So I actually want this to be A101, and we can name this level 2 floor plan. Alright, and now you'll see this changes here. For this one, we're not really going to mess. I guess you can. You can go ahead and put the owner, and let's say project name. So owner is going to be you, and then project name, let's just go ahead and make it CM 115 house project. You can get more creative if you want. Okay, you can too, we can get into this later too, you can edit this, put in your own little company logo, but we're just going to go ahead and leave that as for now. So okay, so now we've got this level 2 floor plan. So you can see right here, it's pretty simple to create sheets. So now that the sheet is created, once it's open here, so I'm double clicked, I'm in my sheet view, we're going to go ahead and click and just drag over the corresponding level, the view that we want. So you'll see if I go ahead and click this in, it's pretty massive right now. So if we go back to my level 2 view, we can't really see that crop region by default. So make sure you go down to the bottom left of your Revit view. You'll see you can turn on and off your crop view, as well as show crop region. So go ahead and turn that on. So you're seeing this box, and then once you click on this box, it's just like cropping an image on your smartphone type of thing, or a picture on your smartphone. So we're going to go ahead and crop this down, and I really only want to see this first floor foundation. So now if I go back to my view, it looks a little better, but still I've got this pretty big box around it. So go back to my level 2 view again, and I want to click on this little do not crop view. And then that gets rid of the north, south, east, west arrows. And then we can also hide this region once we're happy with it. So I'm going to leave it there for now just to show you one more thing. So I still see this crop region, which is okay, but you can see this is where our original box was. But if you just single click this, you should be able to drag it up. And then if you click on, and see how I'm just clicking off to make sure nothing's highlighted in blue. So I'm clicking back to get this little icon up. So you'll see this is just highlighting what we actually dragged over, which is okay, and then as well as the scale that's on this page. So if I click on this crop view, I clicked on the outer right or bottom, whatever, just to make sure that I can edit this. Then once I click off and click back on, now I can move this whole picture together. So we're going to create 3 different pages for this first thing. So I want this to take up the whole page, so I'm just going to adjust the scale. So you can adjust it over here on the far right. And let's go to 1/4, and that looks pretty good. So again, it's not centered, so I'm clicking off, clicking back to adjust this. And then I'm clicking on the outer edge of this crop view just so I can adjust this plane, dragging this back here. So this is close. I'm going to click this back, and I'm actually going to drag this like all the way up here. So this looks good. We'll go ahead and center it. This looks pretty clean, but now I just want to go ahead and get rid of this crop view. So we're going to go back to my level 2 view. And then I'm just going to go ahead and hide crop region. Go back to my sheet view. Whoops. That's okay. Double click here, and now we're good. So it's still there, but it's just hidden. So when we go to print, it's not showing up. Okay, so this looks good. So once we are happy with this first sheet, we're going to go ahead and do our level 4 floor plan. So I'm going to right click here. Once we create, just don't start from scratch. We're going to go ahead and thought there was a, well, maybe not. But if we go, I think if we right click on my sheet, new sheet, it'll save, and let's see, I think it should. Yep. So it will save the same properties that we used on the first one. So this looks good. The only thing, and you can adjust it up here as well as actually down in the sheet. So we're going to go to level 4 floor plan. And this one we're going to do 2 little things. And then the last sheet, which we can create right now, is going to be our sections. So I'm going to go new sheet. And let's just say we're going to have more floor plans. And I'm just trying to guesstimate in my head right now. So I don't want it to be A103. We can adjust this just to make ourselves some room. So let's go to A106 just to build in some float here. And this is going to be details, or section cuts, sorry, section cuts. And if we get to the end of the project, again, week 6 probably, and if we want to adjust our sheet numbers, it's okay, but I'm just going to leave these as fillers for now. Okay, so sheet 4, or level 4, is going to be the same thing. So if we click on our level 4, oops, I'm still in my edit mode. What's going on? Let me think about it. Let me go back to my elevation real quick. Whoops, yeah, I guess it's level 3, but this is a good practice, so we're just going to make this to be actually, did I do that right? Yeah, that's level 2. So really I want my next one to be level 3. So we can single click or however we want. That's going to be level 3 floor plan. Let's go to level 3. So same idea here. So I'm going to turn on my crop region. I'm going to adjust this just to highlight pretty much my building. Okay. And then I'm just going to get a little ahead of myself here. So I'm going to say do not crop. Oops. This one right here, which is, come on, hide crop region. So I'm going to jump back to this page, and I'm going to drag over my level 3. Perfect. So this is a lot more workable now. So we're going to do something, I think, kind of fun on this one. So we're going to go, let's put level 3 like right about here. That looks good. So now we're going to jump to our 3D view. And so 3D view is kind of unique. You can create renderings, which is pretty much just a picture of what we're looking at. So we can create all types of different renderings, but we're just going to go ahead and preview and create one today to show you how we're going to get into further detail. So find a good view on your 3D that you want to kind of highlight. So I want to be able to see your slab, your footings, and most of your footings. You're not going to be able to see everything, but that's okay. And then once you're good here, there's this little teapot. Go ahead and hit it for show rendering. And then you can adjust this, but since it's an exterior, we haven't really put in any walls, we should be okay. So, and then you can adjust the quality as well. I'm going to go to medium, and then once I'm good, I'm going to go ahead and hit render. This may take a minute. It's really pretty quick. So if we adjust the quality, let's say if we want to go to high quality, once we start getting into some interior ones, you can do that. And the thing I forgot to show you too, so I had my realistic mode turned on, which is fine, as well as exterior sun only. So I didn't adjust the sun at all, but you can see this is kind of putting the sun right at 12 o'clock, let's say. So the shadows you'll start seeing are actually projecting. So okay, so this part's important. So the render's done. So once it's done, just make sure you hit Save to Project. And then I'm just going to name this thing Exterior Rendering. Hit OK. And the same idea here, I'm going to exit out of here. Just like how we created our sheets, now we've got a Renderings drop-down tab. So if I double-click here, project's not saved, I'll save it pretty soon. But you'll see, this is just a snapshot or a picture. We can't do anything with this. We can't spin it around or move it. So it really just creates a picture of whatever that image was. So now I'm going to go back to my second sheet here, and I'm going to go ahead and drag, same way that we dragged our sheet over, I'm going to drag over my rendering. So exterior rendering is a little nicer to adjust, so you can see right here we'll be able, oh, this is pretty unique actually, it's creating. So if we double click it, it should allow us, there we go, because this isn't to scale, and it's kind of funny, this is telling me it is to scale, but usually your renderings are not to scale. Let's see if it throws it off. I don't think it did. I'm going to hit escape. Sometimes I get locked in this view and it looks like I'm stuck in my render view right now. It's glitching out here. So I kind of got stuck in my rendering. So sometimes just click out of the page and click back in if something won't allow you. So I want to just adjust this, make it a little cleaner, and then see how my line's a little bit further. So I'm just going to click on this box, scroll out, and just adjust this over. So yeah, you can move stuff how you see fit. So maybe you're going to slide over your floor plan a little bit. You can even make your rendering a little smaller by just double clicking. But I just want to see the floor plan rendering on this sheet as well as your level plan. Okay, so that's our two sheets done. Let's jump back to our level 2 now. And so the only thing left is I want to put a section cut on this plan as well. So probably the best place actually to do is on our level 3. So let's go to level 3. So I'm just going to create two very generic section cuts. So one, I want showing pretty much my basement and all the stuff I've got created. Right here too, you can see you can flip this. Whoops. The direction it's facing by hitting this arrow, sorry. So either way is okay for this one. So we're going to create one more. So up here, section cut. So we're going to click once and drag all the way through. Let's say I want this one facing down. And I kind of want it catching everything on my plan. So I want it going through the chimney. I want this one going through the basement. And same idea here. So these section cuts, once we drew them in, it created one here and two here. So let's go ahead and go into our section cut. So this looks pretty clean. You could adjust this, or that's what I probably do. I want to get all of my level lines on the same side, let's say. Thought I did this in my elevation view, but that's okay. And then maybe we want to clean this up too. So click on the line, this little squiggly for add elbow. Get this out of the way. Okay, and then same idea here. Add elbow, drag this up. Okay, so this view looks pretty good. You can adjust this crop, let's say, if you want a little bit more. but this looks good. Oh, and I do want my level line showing up, so let's just say we're going to adjust this over here. Let's see, I think it should show up. Okay, so we don't have a level above, so we don't have to worry about that. Could maybe crop this up a tad. Okay, so section 1, let's check out section 2. It's looking good, but go ahead and change those same things over here. So you'll see, this is interesting. So these section cuts are blank right now. It doesn't have it numbered as well as the page that's going to be on it. So these section cuts are just like those wall sections that you're drawing. So you'll actually detail them as 1, 2, and so on. But we're going to go ahead and go to our section cut page, and now just drag these over. Section 1, I'm just going to drag over my section 2 as well. This one wants to draw it bigger, which it should be, so maybe I'm going to put them one on top of the other, which is fine like that. Okay, so we have our section 1 and our section 2. So I just want to clean these up a tad by just dragging up. And now you'll see these details actually have a reference. So now it is detail 2 on my page A106. And this is detail 2 on my page 106. So this is kind of cool. So again, when we're reading our plan, so let's just say we're going to print these out for our job site team. And usually you kind of want to line these up, so let's just say 1 and 2 is like this. It should give you a little preview sometime. Yeah, there it is, just to make sure they're all aligned just like this. But you can adjust this however you see fit. Adjust the line if you wanted to, just to make them line up like that. But any way you want, just go ahead. We're just kind of creating these for a start. So again, how we would read this on the plan set. So let's just say we're on our sheet. So you can see this kind of got blown off my page, so I can adjust that pretty easily. Level 2. Just say I want to pull this down, pull this up. You can turn back on your crop view too, just to make sure that, okay, my detail is actually in this. And then once you go back to your sheet, oops, it should show up here. And then go ahead and turn off that crop view just so it's not showing up here. And then level 2, this one looks pretty good without changing anything, but you could adjust the detail line just to pull it up a little bit out of these way. So let's just say we want to pull up this detail just so it's not out of my building too far. Same step here. Okay, so again, how we're going to read this actually, so once we print out these sheets as a PDF, now you can see that we've got detail references too. So this is a section cut. So if I want additional details, I'm going to go to detail 1 on A106. And let's say if I wanted the view going the other way, I'm going to go to detail 2 on 106. So if we jump to that page, now we're seeing that actual cut of what's going on this sheet. So hopefully this is starting to make a little bit more sense in how to actually read our plans. The plan view is just that overall view, but when we're getting into additional detail, where we want to see the cut through that building, because you'll see this cut just gives us a lot more information. It's telling us how big the footing is, the slab edge, as well as how thick the CMU wall is, and same thing up here as well. But these sheets look great, so these 3 sheets is what we're going to be turning in for our first deliverable. So we're going to come up here and go to File, Print. So sometimes it's a little, usually Bluebeam works, but I'm going to see sometimes you've got like a default Microsoft Print to PDF. That one will sometimes print a little bit better, but I'm going to try this one at first. So this is just asking me where I want to save it to. So right now it's going to my desktop. I'm going to actually throw it into my 115 folder and put it in Revit. Okay, and then down here, just be careful, I want to select views sheets, so go ahead and actually select them. So I want to print my 3 sheets right here, 1, 2, 3. Hit OK. Do you want these? You can put yes for now. Set 1, that's okay. Okay, this looks good. Just going to check my properties. The only thing, combine multiples. Okay, yeah, make sure you check this too, because I want them to all be one file. I'm not adjusting my page, but maybe we should look at that. Yep, okay, by default it's at landscape right now, which is looking okay. So let's just go ahead and hit OK, see how it works. So it's generating this as a PDF. It's asking me again where I want to save it to, but that's okay. I'm just going to put this as, which one was it? Exercise 2. I believe it's, maybe it's 3.1. I can even do the date too, whatever you want. Hit save. Converting into a PDF. So again, if you don't have Bluebeam, that's okay. You should have a default Microsoft to PDF, or all of our computers usually come Adobe PDF. Just I need it as a PDF. Okay, so this looks good. So this created one folder, and this created these 3 sheets for me. So go ahead and submit this file, and this is really it for our first submission.